Hi guys, my name is Alex. I'm an R&D team leader and Scrum Master here at Quali. And in this short talk, I'm going to talk to you about multiple cloud solution with Quali Cloud Sandboxes. Now, the main use cases that we see at the moment that people are struggling in organizations is that the ability to migrate all applications from on-prem to the cloud in order to modernize the application, or perhaps move an application from one cloud to another cloud in order to save costs. Another strong trend is the ability to have a choice of cloud during the release cycle. So what this means is you would want to develop your app on AWS or on Azure, for example, but eventually deploy it on your private cloud. In order to achieve this, it is very hard to do this at the moment. There are multiple challenges because there is an inconsistent user experience across multiple clouds. Each cloud has its own terminology, its own UI, and you really have to invest in training or bring different experts in order to be able to work in different clouds. As for example, in AWS you have your cloud formation, and in order to do the same thing in Azure with the templates, you really need to use two different experts for this. And there is also a cost problem. In order to control the cost, for example, one of your developers, he can spin up a VM in AWS and then just forget it, and then at the end of the month you get a huge bill. This in order to implement this flow, it might be slow and cumbersome, and let's take a look and see how it's usually done today. The team starts to use their own tools because there's nothing standard in the organization. They are developing their own scripts, patching things together. They might bring an outside consultant also to help bring things together. And at the end of the day, they might make it work. However, the consultant might leave eventually, and also when you try to scale it across the entire organization, connect it with multiple teams, this is where stuff usually starts to break. We have developed a centralized process that should solve these entire problems, and the process is using the Quali platform. The way it works is that you first configure your cloud provider on the platform. This is a one-time thing that the administrator needs to do. You can configure one cloud or multiple clouds. Next, the application architect usually comes into the picture and need to model his application in Cloud Shell as an app. When I'm saying an app, I'm just referring to our terminology of a VM with some kind of configuration script on it or a few apps deployed on it. Once you model your app, you create your blueprint. It might consist of multiple apps, multiple components, different services. Once this is done, you just publish it to the users, and then each user can come to your catalog, choose the blueprint that they want, deploy it as a sandbox, run the tests, and in the end, everything will be cleared using the automatic teardown. And this process here this is a very repetitive process because you can deploy multiple sandboxes at the same time and reuse each blueprint many times. Now, in order to enable this process, let's take a look in an architecture of how the platform is connected to the AWS cloud. I have here an example. We have here the Cloud Shell server. It is located on-prem. We have the VPC in AWS, and we're using it as a management VPC. We're connecting it to Cloud Shell server using a VPN connection for security reasons. Inside the management VPC, we have three components. We have two execution servers and one Qualix. Qualix is the component, it's used like a web proxy. It allows you to access your deployed apps using SSH, RDP, or Telnet without actually having to expose these apps to the internet. And the execution server is the Cloud Shell component that allows the platform to be robust and scalable across multiple regions and multiple clouds. And this is actually the piece that runs the code, talks with the cloud API, and also talks with your apps in order to apply the configuration scripts. Now, once the user comes and he deploys a sandbox, we create a VPC for this sandbox, spin up the instances for each app, and connect this VPC sandbox with VPC peering to the management VPC. We are doing this connection in order to enable secure access from the management VPC for the Quali and execution server components. Now, what this means is that the same end user can now go inside the apps using SSH or RDP without even knowing what is the IP of the machine or having the actual key pair. We are using, on the background, we're using the S3 service to save a key pair per each sandbox. And we're using this key pair when we deploy all the VMs in the sandbox. And we know how to pass this key pair across all the layers on the background and make the connection secure and transparent at the same time. And obviously, when the user finishes running his test, the automatic teardown is run, and then everything will be terminated. We can implement the same architecture, the same process with multiple clouds, like Microsoft Azure, OpenStack, and vCenter. And because this platform is extensible, we are soon going to add also Google platform and containers. Now, let's sum up what we've seen today. This standard process using the Quali platform brings us the ability to scale across organization and have one standard flow, and give us the ability to move fast and work across multiple clouds and across multiple teams, and also gives us the ability to kind of control our cost using the automatic teardown, making sure that if someone will forget a VM in AWS, then this VM will not become a zombie VM, it will be terminated at the end of the sandbox. Thanks a lot for watching, and please visit us at quali.com. Have a great day.